Since I've never built an airplane before, I thought I'd continue with another simple task before jumping into something a little more technical. Today I decided to mount the cargo door and latch. The first step in mounting the cargo door was to remove all the paint overspray from the hinge points and brackets. There was quite a bit of time involved removing the paint from all the holes in order for the clevis pins to fit. I used a tapered reamer for most of the paint and finished up with 120 grit sandpaper wrapped around a screwdriver to clean up the holes. Installing the door frames was simple. They connected with a clevis pin and a washer and cotter pin on the back. Once the door was hung, there was more paint cleanup to be done. Installing the latch turned out to be a little different than the manual had explained. The hardware listed in the manual was slightly different than the hardware listed in the call-out sheet online. I went ahead and used the hardware listed in the call-out sheet since it was the most updated source. Also, the push rods depicted in the manuals are slightly different configuration than what I received, so there must have been a change recently. The last step was to drill out a hole in both the top and bottom formers for the push rod pins to go through. I decided not to do this step until I permanently mount the formers in case I need to make adjustments in the future. I've also decided to wait to skin the cargo doors until it's time to install both the main doors. Skinning all 4 doors at the same time should be a more efficient way to go about the build. Plus, it's nice having the access to the aft section of the fuselage open for floorboard installation. The last step was to drill out a hole on the top former and the bottom former for the 2 pins from the push rods to go through. I decided not to do this step until I permanently mount the formers in case I need to make some adjustments.